Her lecky apartment, hair unkempt, still tied scarf from night before. She wasn't expecting anyone, especially not her standing at door dressed. Neat purple lace blouse wrapper, one woman. Cynthia spent last 2 years bad-mouthing her mother-in-law Sandra, but this time woman wasn't. Just visiting, held modest brown leather bag, smiled faintly hopeful. "Good morning, my daughter just came in from village before could." Finished. Cynthia's face hardened, no smile, no welcome, not even nod. Turned around without word, walked inside. Sandra hesitated, then slowly stepped in, eyes roaming familiar corridors. Cynthia came out again, this time holding bucket-filled dirty mop water without blinking, splashed. It's Sandra. Water-soaked older woman's entire body scarf clung. Scalp wrapper, stuck knees, dirty sud streaks, grime trickled down. Once elegant blouse which Cynthia screamed, "You've come here again, disturb our peace, haven't you? Must keep being burden. Do think don't have enough problems already?" Sandra didn't say word, only stood still, trembling, not from fear, eyes wide. Disbelief. "You should village selling pepper tomatoes like other women. Your age, just wandering around, calling yourself mother, always appearing. Uninvited like curse, because now work, Johnson's group companies want. Come over, start eating from us. Well, go back wherever came from." Sandra slowly brought phone, started recording. Cynthia noticed, laughed bitterly. "Record well-sent church people, let them see what really are not welcome here." Still not saying word. Sandra turned, walked away, soaked, humiliated, leather bag dangling limply hand. But heart no longer broken now, hardening. Returned hotel suite. Presidential suite, Oriental hotel. Changed, clean black gown, applied makeup. Sat down, window overlooking city Lagos, then calm fingers sent. Video. Son David. Message read, "Thank telling your wife am worthless burden finally accepted from today onward. No longer my son. Hope new family brings joy. Value so much, Sandra." David saw message while business trip Abuja. Played video, leaned back, hotel chair, tossed phone, bed, hissed loudly, finally, "Old woman won't disturb me again." But David didn't know, no idea. Woman just disowned, not only mother, now CEO, Billionaire, company he wife, work storm about unleash, change everything. 3 days before incident house, Sandra Johnson stood inside glass-walled boardroom. Johnson Group Company's headquarters. Wore deep blue skirt, suit, subtle diamond studs, ears, naturally graying hair tied sleek. Bun air, smelled fresh polish. Air conditioning. Seated before her, regional heads, financial advisors, legal directors, PR teams, none whom knew full story behind new CEO meeting. Smiled calmly, holding quietly monitored company. Late father, Chief Anthony Johnson, left behind. Past one instruction, whispered ear, before final breath, let them earn presence, hide plain sight, then time right, claim what's yours, that's yours, that's what did sent. David's son in turn, no surname. Disclosed Rose's own merit, joined several board meetings disguised. Anonymous investor representative, only family lawyer knew real identity. Now time come as discussed, Sandra said, addressing boardroom company. Needs cultural reset, spent years growing financially, must now grow. Ethically, need lead character, not just capital heads. Nodded notes. Taken 3 days ago now. Sandra sat again, this time. Dimmer room facing large screen, media team queued. Final video. Tomorrow's press conference announcement. True identity, new position. CEO. Pledge reform values within company. Face remained calm, heart ached. Not company's son once used. Bring flowers, birthday. One knelt, thank after graduating university. Son, sacrificed only, pushed aside. Wife, never even gave chance. Sandra took deep breath, leaned back. God help not use power punish. Whispered, but let justice speak. Home. David lounging sofa. When Cynthia barged from market, dropped shopping bags. Thud. Saw something strange. Social media, said, panting. What again? Replied lazily, scrolling phone. Press conference scheduled tomorrow. Johnson Group unveiling new CEO publicly. First time say she's hiding identity 2 years. David raised brow. Why secrecy? Don't know. Cynthia shrugged. Buzz. She supposedly powerful lineage, billionaire, heiress type. David laughed. Well, definitely not mother-in-law. Cynthia rolled eyes. Don't even mention woman. Still feel disgusted, thinking faced or so pathetic, even said something. Gnawed inside. Video Sandra recorded, now shared subtly. What's up? Woman 1 asked day before. Oh, just poor relative. Cynthia. Lead. Next morning arrived. Lagos buzzing. Media vans lined entrance. Johnson Group's Echo branch staff filed phones, recording, whispering excitedly. Mystery woman now owned everything. David, Cynthia seated near back. Press hall. No idea about happen. Company's PRO stepped forward. Thank all joining today. Great honor. Introduced new CEO. Johnson. Group company. Soft murmur swept room. Madame Sandra Johnson. They're walking gracefully. Cream suit, black heels. Cameras flashed. Hall fell silent. David's eyes widened. Cynthia dropped water bottle. Woman stood door. Days ago drenched dirty water now stood. Before world-crowned power. Cynthia's hands trembled. Eyes darted between. Sandra. David. No, not happening, whispered. David swallowed. Hard feel, heart thudding. That's not, can't be. Sandra took mic. Voice calm, firm. Stand here today, not flex power, but uphold legacy. Company built. Father Chief Johnson. Man taught value, dignity, even silence. 2 years. Walked halls, watched distance. Tested hearts. Men paused. Eyes scanned hall. Locked eyes. David. Seen shine. No one watching. Rot behind polished smiles. But from now, Johnson Group led. Integrity starting top least. Staff member. Room erupted applause. David. Cynthia sat frozen, shaking. Confused. Hour later, executive office. Sandra met top HR managers. Placed David. Cynthia probation. Said firmly monitor behavior. 6 months. No special treatment, no sacking. Just eyes them. Don't mention I'm his mother. Let true selves continue. Show. Looked out window watching. David. Cynthia stood below, staring. Building. Silent shame. Same building once bragged working. Same woman mocked, now sat. Its peak. Justice didn't need noise, only needed time. Silence. Apartment. Loud. Cynthia sat edge bed, eyes glassy still. Same clothes. Day before. David hadn't spoken since returned press conference. Sat living room, staring blankly. Black TV screen. Own reflection staring back. Shame. David. Cynthia's voice trembled barely above audible. Say something. Didn't respond. David. Please, what just happened? That your mother. Slowly turned, faced her pain. Eyes startled her. Poured dirty water. My mother said slowly. Called her useless witch. Mocked her own home. Shamed woman. Gave everything. Have. Cynthia stood suddenly, voice rising, defensive. Don't dare pin me. One always said. Burden. Told. Never did anything. You told. Always disturbing old stories. Emotional blackmail. Only reacting. What told me. Never told. Treat like trash. David shouted. Standing to. Came visit. Humiliated. Common beggar. Cynthia's voice cracked. Happy when left, weren't you? Told. Ignore calls. Said live lives, not let interfere. Lied. Never told. Grandfather Chief Johnson. Never told. Family-owned empire. David sank back. Couch, burying face. Hands. Didn't know. Muttered. Swear. Didn't. No thought. Poor thought. Just lonely widow trying. Hang me. Cynthia's knees buckled. Sat slowly. Floor. Then why? Didn't tell, whispered David. Looked up, voice full regret. Because wanted raise right. Wanted value. Hard work, not riches. That's why. Never told. Inheritance. Why let work her company without revealing who was wanted. Find way. Both sat. Silence now cut off completely. David said. Told no longer. Son. Cynthia's lip quivered. Think. Forgive us. David stared blankly. Dono. Johnson Group. Things changed. David. Cynthia now under tight observation. Every report submitted. Triple checked. Every conversation. Office felt had ears. Once friendly colleagues kept distance. Whispers loud. Stares sharp. Everyone seen video. Everyone knew story. Woman humiliated. Owned son's house. Now CEO. During lunch breaks. David ate alone. Cynthia no longer strutted hallways. High heels. Designer perfume. Now dressed simply. Kept herself. Humiliation way. Reshaping pride. One afternoon. 6 weeks press conference. Sandra called Benjamin. Office entered. Still nervous around mother's CEO role. Done well. Sandra smiled gently. Been watching department. Only one met. Targets. Consistently. Quarter. Benjamin looked down. Just want make proud. Mum already have said. Standing. Remind who brother used be. Before changed. Benjamin sighed. Think regrets it. Sandra turned toward large window. Arms crossed. No does but regret. Heavy thing. Doesn't always lead repentance. Benjamin hesitated. Ever forgive him? Sandra didn't answer immediately. When finally did, voice soft. Forgave him. Moment born but can't trust again. Not yet. Not while still blind. Meanwhile David. Cynthia tried everything. Sent gifts. Flowers. Long apology letters. Begged Benjamin intervene. Visited office. See Sandra only turned away. Assistant every time. She's not taking any visitors. Assistant say firmly. Tell her son. David once pleaded. She's aware. Said no pain. Rejection. Started eat. David inside lost interest. Meetings. Missed deadlines. HR called performance Reviews, probation, choking, become shell himself. Cynthia shame what it began haunt dreams. Wake sweating night hearing Sandra's voice. Calling name only, remember, wasn't calling anymore. One Sunday morning, Cynthia went church alone. First time years knelt altar. Sobbed, wasn't just crying, afraid losing job because exposed. Crying because deep inside knew cruel woman never raised. Voice against her. One evening Sandra sat alone, penthouse flipping through old photo albums, stopped one picture. David, age 5, holding hand tightly, face wide, joy tear dropped page. Knocked door, soft assistant, entered hesitation. Mano said, no visitors, but someone lobbied downstairs. Who? Your son. Been sitting over 3 hours. Sandra looked up slowly, not alone. Assistant added, wife, with him been crying. Sandra closed album. Quietly tell, send driver, take home ma, that's all. Need time, sit, guilt not comfort. Assistant nodded, walked away. Back lobby. David sat, hands folded. Cynthia leaned, shoulder silent. Tears face. Security guard approached gently. Madam said sending car. Should go. David stood slowly, heart heavy, walked out building. Cynthia whispered, think lost her forever. David didn't answer, but inside something growing, not just regret, desperate burning desire. 2 months past press conference, yet every day felt heavier. Last David. Cynthia thought time heal things. Sandra eventually softened. Hadn't happened, not once. Returned message, call, visit though. Erased life wasn't just losing love. Shame followed like shadows. Office, everyone watched. No one said anything but judgment. Always showed conversations. Died, entered room, showed way. Even junior staff now refused. Smile. David once walked office, chest out, tie perfectly adjusted, confident, loud. Now walked head down, hoping nobody sees. Cynthia worse, not only closely monitored but hear whispers behind back. Woman poured dirty water. Billionaire heard, called CEO, which faced not probation would fire. Next day worse. Any home. David changed, barely spoke, barely smiled. Come home, toss bag, floor collapse, couch silence. Sometimes sit, window hours, staring road, watching cars pass like waiting, something never come. Cynthia tried act like everything okay. Cook favorite meals, dress up like used first. Got married, even tried joke like before, never laughed one night, couldn't take any more. Found sitting balcony dark, stepped outside slowly, wrapped shawl tighter around. David said softly, can talk. Didn't respond. Please begged, voice cracking, talk, me feel lost, you too. David finally looked up, eyes tired, distant. Didn't lose me, said broke me. Cynthia blinked, stunned. Broke you? Asked voice. Trembling nodded slowly. Broke, part me believed, building something honest. Didn't just hurt mother. Cynthia destroyed only relationship really mattered. Did pride. Cynthia knelt beside, grabbing hand. Sorry. David didn't know, angry, misled thought, just worthless. Finished for her. No, whispered wrong. Never hated myself more, entire life. Sat silence while Cynthia whispered words made David's heart twist. Maybe, why haven't able have child. Looked sharply, what, mean? Wiped tears. Maybe God holding back, maybe punishment. David sighed, rubbing face palms. Don't know. Cynthia, all know. Nothing feels right anymore. Meanwhile Sandra, thriving company, growing record. Pace, investors calling daily, requesting meetings, eager work invisible. CEO now become global mystery turned legend. Business magazines praised. Approach leadership calling quiet power, moral depth, one admiration. World not peace, own heart. Every night sit window, holding old picture. David baby video him laughing, barely toddler calling. Mama up play. Mind then, like jolt memory, dirty. Water crashing over body, come rushing back, sting those words. Look hatred. Cynthia's eyes were silence. Son, after watched video. Still hadn't deleted message sent after text. A message where simply hissed, dismissed. Pain burned more. Bucket water. So even though heart longed forgive, pride whispered. Chose path, let them walk it. Benjamin tried over mediate, bring tea gently. Say mom, please, just see one more time. But Sandra only shake head, gave presents once, spat it still. Benjamin didn't give up. One afternoon walked office holding small envelope. What's that? Sandra asked. Placed desk letter. Cynthia sent my apartment. Sandra raised eyebrow. Didn't touch. Says sorry. Benjamin continued. Says never knew heart feel much shame. Wrote wakes every day praying forgive, even never speak again. Sandra looked enveloped long time, then picked. Didn't open right away. Didn't throw away either. Later week Sandra went orphanage company, supported, spent time, children laughing, donating school supplies, even dancing them during playtime. Then middle noise joy, little girl tugged dress. Mama Girl said, big curious eyes. Why sad inside? Sandra bent down slowly, stunned, sad. Make say that. Girl shrugged. Smile, mouth, eyes crying. Sandra felt something inside crack. That night sat desk opened. Cynthia's letter read, full end hands. Shaking, heart warm. No begging letter, no manipulation, just sorrow. Deep, raw, honest sorrow pierced something inside. Sandra stayed locked. Months. Next morning Cynthia woke, find small envelope slid under apartment door, picked trembling hands inside. Card, elegant, plain. All said, may remain company, but door, heart stays closed. Now Sandra. Cynthia fell floor clutching, chest sobbing uncontrollably. Wasn't forgiveness, wasn't hatred either. First time felt like thread. Fragile thin thread handed them. Maybe, just maybe, still hope. Rain poured steadily all morning. Lagos, traffic crawling, grey clouds. Sat stubbornly above skyline, but inside Johnson Group headquarters everything quiet, bright. Cynthia stood restroom mirror, adjusting blouse, third time. Makeup, light expression, softer. Been months. Today marked end. 6-month probation. No one said happen next. Would asked leave. Quietly would Sandra finally speak, continue ignoring existence. Cynthia didn't. No, stopped expecting anything. Instead, chosen change. Now arrived early. Work, helped junior staff, attended trainings, even led projects. Secured small client account. Wasn't earning Sandra's approval anymore. Simply wanted better, less entitled, more aware. David, though slower, adjusts, changing. 2. Begun seeing therapists. Apologized. Former colleagues once looked down. Even donated anonymously. 3. Women-led businesses. Mother used support. Change wasn't dramatic, genuine. Still Sandra said nothing, never called, never visited, not word beyond simple card. Cynthia still kept. Folded purse. Friday, 4 p.m. email arrived. David, Cynthia, subject. Closed door, evaluation time, 5 p.m. Location, 17th floor. CEO's private office. Signed, board secretary. Cynthia's heart jumped, throat, hands trembled. Read, David received. Same. Stood frozen. Desk should go. Together. Cynthia asked, voice small. David nodded, even though every step toward 17th floor felt walking toward judgment. Elevator doors opened. Silence. No assistants, no board members, just sound. Own footsteps approached. Private executive wing. Sandra's door stood closed, elegant. Called. David knocked twice. Come in, came voice inside. Entered slowly. Sandra seated behind desk, dressed deep green gown, glasses perched, nose writing something. Black notebook. Didn't look up. Stood. What? Performance reviewed, decisions made, progress. Cynthia opened mouth, speak, but Sandra raised hand, let finish. Both stood still. Not same. Woman poured water me, Sandra said, eyes fixed. Cynthia, not same. Man hissed, dismissed. Burden, added, eyes turning. David, but let's clear. Those people still live inside, can return. Stop watching. Heart. Silence followed, heavy, honest. Won't fire Sandra. Continued, worked. Hard. Grown, believe, giving people space. Change. David swallowed hard. Nodding, thank Ma. Sandra paused, voice lowered, but forgiveness not. Button press. Process while company may continue. Employ. Heart still aches. Cynthia's eyes welled up. Ma, we truly regret. Did. Don't even write, ask anything, but need no changed. Sandra finally stood, walked around desk, faced them both. Took something. Me said quietly. Not just dignity, trust. Trust takes time. Rebuild, understand. David said, voice thick, emotion. Wrong, Mum. Deeply, deeply wrong. Let pride, ignorance blind me. Worst part. Didn't see love. What was? Pause. Long, fragile silence. Then, slowly, Sandra stepped forward, reached drawer, pulled old photo. David, barely 12, sitting beside small cake between. Handed him. Kept this drawer every day during probation. Said, sometimes stare it, wonder where boy go. David's hands shook, took, eyes filled. Tears still here. Whispered, won't come home. Cynthia stepped closer, voice soft, even never forgive Ma. Please don't let foolishness rob David. His mother. Sandra looked long moment, tears own eyes said words neither expected. Already forgave. Cynthia gasped. Sandra continued, forgave. Day sent letter, didn't respond. Needed both learn, not just apologize. Live, changed lives. David dropped knees. Mom, please don't want title, don't need inheritance, just want mother back. Sandra knelt, placed hand, cheek, never left, said softly. Cynthia dropped beside, sobbing quietly. First time nearly year. Air between, not cold, not tense, warm, honest. Healing. Weeks passed. Things improved. Slowly Sandra invited David. Cynthia, dinner, nothing fancy. Just jollof rice, fried plantains, chicken. Home. Laughed, shared stories. First time Cynthia helped clean dishes without asked. Marriage also. Changed, spoke more, prayed more. Surprisingly, one morning to Pink. Lines appeared, test strip. Cynthia screamed, bathroom. David came running. Stared together, disbelief, tears streamed, face held tightly. We're having baby. David looked, ceiling, smiling, heart full, could burst. God gave us second chance. Company's annual gala. Sandra stood stage. Give closing remarks. Room packed. Executives, partners, staff tonight had more business heart. Learned something, yeah, said Mike. Power isn't money, titles, grace, patience, giving people room, grow even after failed. Looked. David, Cynthia, seated front row, hurt deeply but also healed deeply. Sometimes healing doesn't come punishment, comes love. Room erupted, applause. Stepped down stage. David stood, hug her. Time, not employee. Stranger son coming back home 8 months later. David, Cynthia welcomed baby girl named Sandra after David's mother. Woman chose forgive despite did continued raise child, live happy family, but lessons remained, guiding every step. Life. What's your view about this story? Where you watching from? If like this story, comment, share, subscribe.